morning, everybody. My name is Kimberlie Wright. Welcome to the class, the acronym MSOON, making something out of nothing. It's all about recycling and upcycling found objects, things that you would normally throw away, but that you can beautify into some new treasure. All right, so last week we were making cardboard crafts. The craft that we are creating is a shelf. I hope that you had a chance to possibly even save some cardboard and get your design that you were going to create. So I said, although I wanted to kind of go some steps further with my shelves, because I'm making 3 just to inspire you, I decided just to wait so that we could do it in class together. All right, I hope you all feeling well out there today. Last week, the designs that I made was an African shelf, a shelf shaped out of the continent of Africa. I have this peace symbol or sign, and you can see that I spray painted them already, pre-spray painted them because it takes a while to dry. And I have a house that I was going to create. So in a way, I wish I would have went on ahead and pre-did this step. And if you have any questions or suggestions along, sorry, 1 second. There was a little camera malfunction for me trying to get everything set up. So you can use any materials that you like, but today I traced this.
Get your shot yet? It's warm. It's going to be warm today. Okay.
People, please be mindful of your background noise. There's no need to unmute yourself unless you have something to say. All right. I've traced, as you can see, I've traced the shape of my shelf exactly, but then I went in about 1 inch to make a border. And I'm going to cut that out now. Did anybody attempt to start or anybody finish a shelf yet?
Yes.
You have?
Kim, could you speak a little louder? Is anybody else having problems? It seems soft to me. I'm struggling to hear you. Is it just me?
I'll speak up, it's no problem.
Thank you.
So I was saying, did anybody have a shelf that they started or that they finished? And Miss Jennifer said yes. So give me 1 second.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna give you all the spotlight.
Just give her a second.
I spray painted.
Even if you have the paper towel or toilet paper roll crafts, something that you finished, you want to show, that's fine as well. Give me a second.
Yeah, I found I got a fabric bolt and spray painted it gold and spray painted my toilet paper rolls gold. You see?
Go back. Come back.
And to make a shell.
Oh, that's for your shelf. Yes, ma'am. That looks nice. Did you decide
My
what
toilet paper rolls are gold.
Did you decide what type of design you was gonna make?
Yeah, one of my paintings will go in between.
You know what I'm saying? What is the background shape? Is it gonna be a square? Is it gonna be?
Square, because this is gonna fit right up under the square. The shelf will fit.
Is it rectangular? Yeah, I was just wondering.
No, it's a perfect square.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so I cut that inside. That's real good, Miss Jackie. So that's what you started on. I'm asking Miss Jacqueline, is that what you started on so far?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Miss Jennifer, you had something to show.
Yeah, it's a hot mess.
Say that? I'm sure it's really beautiful. That's your background.
Yep.
Can you bring it a little closer?
It's an egg.
I thought that's what I'm saying.
That's not no hot mess. That looks real good.
Yeah, that looks good.
If I had to say anything about it, which I think it looks perfect as it pertains to the design, the color, anything, but compared to your ratio of your egg white, it seems like your egg yolk would be a little bigger, a little larger to make it looks like an egg, but I'm saying to even get it more eggy, seems like you should make your egg yolk. Am I saying it right? The yellow part is the yolk.
Yeah.
Larger because you
You
have.
talking about this part?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh yeah, it could have been bigger, you mean?
Just larger because the white part of your egg is so much that if you had the yolk part a little bit larger, I don't know, the proportion would be much better, but it's even still great just like that if you don't do anything else to it.
Okay, thank you. I understand what you're saying.
And I see it, you have the shape of the outside like an egg that's uncracked, and then you have the cracked egg sitting right there on the inside. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks beautiful. And it's like really unique. I would have never thought about doing the egg. That's really good, Miss Jennifer.
Thank you.
You got some people clapping out there.
Okay, Kim, I'm gonna show you what I was doing.
Okay.
Ooh!
Oh, wow. Can you put it a little closer so I can see the texture? So is that paper?
Cardboard.
Yes, cardboard on the background. The green is cardboard.
Oh, really? Okay. And what about the red and the black and the gold? Are those papers?
No, it's cut out, it's cardboard.
Oh, all of it. Okay. That's real, real nice. I love
Yeah,
it.
all of it's cardboard.
Yeah, I love that. That looks really nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So even though we just got our design started, that's what I introduced last week. I commend you all because it actually takes a while just to get the design that you want for your shelf done the way that you want it. So y'all are off to a really good start, Miss Jennifer, Mr. Ronnie, and Miss Jackie. Anybody else got something to share as it pertains to their toilet paper roll crafts or the paper towel roll crafts or their shelf? We just want to see where you are for today.
Well,
Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm coming, Miss Jean. Yes, ma'am.
that's me.
Miss Jean?
Yes, ma'am. I thought I messed up. You said there are no mistakes in art, but I think I did it. I made a mistake.
But as long as you discover that you made a mistake, you can always fix it. We don't know what you planned on doing, so.
Well, this is supposed to be my shelf.
Okay. What is that?
I don't know.
What I'm saying, what is the material?
Well, it's a cardboard and it had circles on it, and I like the circles so much, but I think I just couldn't get it together. I don't know.
That's pretty
It's
to
supposed to
me.
be the shelf.
It's decorative.
It's
Yeah.
strange.
Okay, Miss Jean,
Ma'am.
if you were to get another piece of cardboard,
All right.
and you gotta listen to what I'm saying. You see, hold your piece back up. You see the corner that's missing?
Yes.
So you can trace one of those corners that is not missing and add the corner that's missing to your piece. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's one thing. And then when you take your border around the piece, I'll show you that in a minute. To enclose it, you see you have a corrugated kind of like scallop edge. It's not straight. And what you can do to get yours straight is to make a rectangular, even though this is round, make a rectangular board that's plain, and make it a color that you like, and then sit, the one that you hold and sit that one on top of it so that it could get an edge around it. Meaning like make it a little larger than that piece.
Like a picture frame.
Yes, like a frame. Thank you, Miss Ethereum. So first I said, trace one of those corners to add the corner that's missing. And then to a larger cardboard that's the same shape but a little larger, and then put that, paste that on it. That way you'll be able to take that border around. The border, what I'm talking about, is when I rolled the cardboard last week right here. Let me spotlight. Thank you so much, Miss Jean. You can use that. That's really good. That's no problem. It's still like something found that you can, refurbish and use. So when I rolled the cardboard last week, this is what I'm saying. Taking it around the outside to enclose it in. So what I'm saying, if you make that rectangle like a frame, like Mr. Theory is saying, you'll have a smooth edge that you'll be able to put that piece on this thing. Anybody else have something they want to share that they started working on?
Kim, I had so much trouble drawing my elephant, but if you want to see it, I did kind of finish the elephant.
You did what?
I see. Can you see it? Wait a minute. Can you see it?
Take the back some.
Go back.
Back a little bit.
My chair is in the way.
Is that just the head of the elephant?
No, his trunk is going up like he's about to eat something.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the head. That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, it's not no body or nothing there, is it?
But you see right here, that's where his trunk is going to his mouth.
I said, is there a body on that thing?
Oh, I said it's just the head.
Okay, are you going to leave that as a drawing, just the head?
Yes.
Is that your shelf piece?
This is my foil piece.
Your who? Oh, the foil. I know what you said. You're going to put the hot glue on there and then put the foil on it, had to be raised.
Yes.
Okay, so something I want to suggest to you that looks very beautiful, and I like the wrinkles that you have on the nose. All you have to do is look at a couple of drawings of elephants online to see some more lines that you might want to put in there, but that's really, really good. So around the elephant's ears and trunks and all that, you can leave it just like that. If you can hold it down, Mr. Theory. You can let it down. You can leave it exactly like that if you want, and put your hot glue on it, or you can add, since it's in the jungle, you can add leaves close to the head and around the trunk to make it look like it's peering out of the bushes.
Oh.
If you don't want to do that, I mean, you can do big leaves, so they don't be so small, but if you don't want to do that, it'll look just as good.
And I'm gonna make his ears more wavy.
Okay, but sometimes elephant's ears are not wavy. They be like straight out. That's why I said look at some drawings of elephants online. Like when you get a chance, look up drawings of elephants and you'll see some examples that'll give you some ideas of what to do with your ears. It might be just adding a few wrinkle lines or something that would make it look wavy.
So Tim,
Outside.
And his trunk needs more lines, Brett.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so right now.
I was asking you another question.
Oh, yes, ma'am, listen.
his trunk needs going down.
The reason why I didn't know you asked a question is every time you talk, your voice go out.
His trunk needs more lines.
I can't say for sure. It looks really good, just like it is. Look at some drawings of elephants. You'll see what you're looking for to pertain to if you want to add some more lines or not.
Okay.
Miss Vicky, you got something to share, show?
I wanted to say, how do you use the glue gun? I've got a glue gun. I did my drawing. I haven't cut it out yet.
You want to show it?
Well, it's just the moon and the
Stars, and it's got the sun behind it.
yeah.
And
I
are you
haven't cut it out yet and painted it.
I was gonna say, are you adding any color to that?
Yeah, I'm gonna add some yellow and
Can you
silver.
put it back up to towards your head so I can envision the size of it? Okay, that's a pretty good size.
Because I've designed since this size is what I want, I've sort of already cut out the pieces that'll be behind it. But what I was concerned with, how do you use the glue gun? Because I bought it and I don't know, do you leave the glue hanging out like this?
Yeah.
So you have to be, one thing is, for hot glue gun safety, Ms. Vicky,
Yeah.
I always tell people I have like a piece of wood or something. This is my hot glue stand. As you can see, I wrote hot glue stand on it. And I always, when I have it plugged up, which is plugged up now, sometimes even it's on its stand like this, it drips. So you want to have something under it, newspaper or something to catch the drips. And I mean, you can be 100% careful, 100% careful, doing all the things that you can to make sure not to get burned, but it's almost over a 50% chance that you will burn yourself from time to time. Like what I mean by burning yourself is just simply, you're not, the hot glue from the applicator didn't touch you, but maybe you might kind of put your finger on something to press down and you'll feel the heat a little bit. But over time, you just want to make sure that you're not hurting yourself, burning yourself, or try to take precautions to keep that from happening. Like I usually have a plastic utensil, like a fork or a spoon or a knife around somewhere so I can press things with that instead of my finger, you know, because I mean, people always tell me they burn themselves. I've done it. And then sometimes when the hot glue is, once you squeezed it out, it makes strings. And you'll tend to try to pull those strings off. Sometimes those strings are still hot. So basically how you do it is, if I were about to edge on the outside right now, like so, all I'm going to do is find out where I want to start on my Africa piece. To me, the most sensible place to start would be in this groove because it's so closed up. So I probably would bend this and measure it so that I know it would fit down in there like so. And then do a portion at a time. But what I'm going to do is basically just put a little bit of hot glue on the edge of the piece and have some newspaper down, so when you actually letting the piece stick, you know, you won't be getting glue on your table. That's basically it. And as the hot glue cools, you can pull those strings all the way off. However, even though I'm using hot glue to put my shelf together initially, I am going to reinforce it by going through it again with some Elmer's glue, because sometimes when hot glue gets cool, it just flakes or cracks apart and the pieces come loose. However, hot glue works really well with paper and cardboard, so it's just a precaution to take for me to just make sure that my piece is really sealed. So that's what I plan to do with that. Use
Kim, may I add something?
Yes.
She mentioned the glue sticking out of the gun. As you use it, the glue melts to the glue gun.
Yes, Miss Vicky, the glue stick is sticking out of the back of the gun, but as you continue to press and use it, it goes down into it and melts inside of it. So it's like wherever it's sticking out, it must have a stick in there before, like you had used a stick before, or that's just where the stick lies. The reason why my stick is so long because you have like maybe like a shorter stick than me, but mine is a much longer one. So for my African piece, I'm going to take 2 pieces of this cloth. We got about a couple more minutes or so in this class. So be mindful, I've seen some of you already with your designs. You have to be mindful of where your shelf is going to be. I'm going to definitely use my shelf to be on the larger portion of the crossway, meaning like right here. That'll give me a longer shelf instead of just putting a shelf right here. I'm gonna have one shelf right here and maybe a small one at the bottom so I can have 2 shelves. But be mindful of your design. I've seen already wherever you're gonna put the shelf, some people have made their design where it's covering your design. Maybe if you had already thought about where you was gonna put your shelf, you could have had like moon, stars, and sun above it, and maybe something under rather than your shelf going right directly through the middle. However, being that it is in space, and once you get your colors on there and everything, then it probably just works. So still, just be mindful of your designs and where your shelf will go to probably be covering that. So what I'm doing is using, since I said I was going to have my main shelf here on the long portion, I'm going to have part of the cloth here on the top. I would say the north of Africa is going to be different than the south of Africa. And so on the top portion, I'm going to use this kente cloth. And on the bottom portion, I'm going to use this particular design right here. And if you want to just go ahead and get your design together for next week, that would be the best thing to have those designs. And if you want to have your shelves or something glued on, that's fine as well. But it just takes time to get everything painted. And don't get discouraged. Just keep working anytime you have time to do that. Anybody have any more questions? It doesn't really make sense for you to watch me. This is my pattern that I made from the newspaper earlier. So,
I was not in class last week and I missed this project. So you just basically cut out a design, painted it, and add the shelf.
okay, so I was just about to sign out of class. I'm glad you said that because right now I can just go ahead and show you the components of what we did last week. That's why everybody today was showing a design, what would be their background to their shelf. For example, I'm making 3 shelves just to inspire you all. This is going to be a house. So my shelf is probably going to be going straight across here with like maybe 4 rooms divided. So since I got different rooms, I can use different papers to make like a wallpaper design. Like this room over here could possibly be this design. I might do something else over here, something in the attic, who knows? I might even put a little door on it. But I know since my shelf, I want the most space on one of the shelves, it's gonna go right across here where the roof is. That's my largest space. And I might have something going across there with the bottom shelves there. However, I'm going to also put something on there like this that makes it look like a roof and a chimney. But for the Africa, after I've spray painted this black Miss Ethereal, you can see that the cardboard is stiff here. It's corrugated in the inside. So all you have to do is roll the cardboard to get it soft. I was showing that last week. And the reason why I'm going on ahead and going through this again for her is because I have not put that class on YouTube yet. This is going to be the outside to my Africa shelf, which is really enclosing it in. I'm going to hot glue this around the entire piece, like this, and closing it in. But right now I'm about to put some cloth right here to make it more decorative and vibrant as far as the color. And once I put my cloth there, before I put that outside piece on, I'm gonna make a shelf. You see that?
Yeah.
So really what we're making is cardboard shelves to hold like small trinkets. It could be little jewelry. Sometimes we have small little knickknacks that we would probably put in a curio or one of those cabinets. What I'm trying to say, the name.
Curio cabinet?
China,
Curio?
yes, a china cabinet. But also you might have little things sitting around your room on a dresser or something like that. You can use these shelves for that. And or you can give them to family members or friends for gifts. So I said, just remember that while you are making these projects for possibly gifts for someone, even though you might give them away, don't forget that we just had our first virtual art slideshow, which went really well. I want you all to start to take pictures of your work for our next show, whether it be virtual or not. Even if we have a live show and we're able to walk around the art, you will still have photographs of your work instead of just continue to give your work out without having like a record of it. So sometimes we forget, just because people might come right on house, oh, mama, auntie, or somebody, can I please have that? And you give it away without forgetting, without remembering to take photos. But yes, so don't forget, these can be gifts. You can give them away, you can sell them, or you can make them for yourself. These are shells. We're making cardboard shells. And I'm making 3 to inspire you all. If you want to make 1, that would be great, just to see the creativity, what you all putting forth. And so far, like everything that you all showed, I've seen an egg, uncracked egg with a fried egg in the inside. I've seen Miss Vicky show a celestial piece that's like in space. And Mr. Ronnie showed a mask, a beautiful mask. Miss Jacqueline Lattimore just showed her beautiful piece as it pertains to her shelf that she's gonna put with a rectangle, but I know she's very decorative. I know she's gonna have some colors and some kind of design factor to that. Miss Jean, even though I don't know where she got her piece from, but the circles and the rustic, I would call those colors kind of rustic already. She got a few colors that's already in there that she can work with. I think I saw some type of reds or something like that in that piece, but that piece is really nice. I would just make sure to fix that corner. And did Miss Betty show something today? Was Miss Betty on here earlier? Okay, and so Miss Ethereal, like I was telling people we were going through last class, what are some of the things that we could possibly make? You can even have a shelf shaped like a heart. You can have it simple, like even though I have a circle, which is going to be a peace sign, this could have been a yin yang shelf. It could have been you can make it like an eye. Put the sides on it like that for an eye. You can have a shape on top of something else. Like if you want an ankh or a cross on here, you can do an ice cream cone. You can do a chicken wing if you want to, a chicken wing shelf. I don't know. Just be very creative and just we'll be glad to see what you have for the next class. Anybody got any questions, comments? I love your attire today, Miss Jacqueline Lattimore.
Yeah.
You look beautiful. Look at everybody clapping. Y'all so cute. So did anybody have any, Miss Jacqueline, I can't hear you. Sorry, you have to unmute yourself. It's all right.
And that is the poet clapping.
Okay.
She's our poet.
All right. So I wanted to say that, you know, if you all could think of something, I know the show was like absolutely magical or just extraordinary or brilliant. It was amazing. Y'all did a wonderful job. But I wanted to say, if there was anything that you could change or something you could add to make it better anytime, you know, please give me your feedback so that I can put that energy into the next live show that we have or virtual show. Just give me, if you saw something that you thought was so brilliant from somebody else's show that we could incorporate in our show. I don't know.
I just think it could have been just like 2 seconds longer for each project. By the time I look at
looking at them.
Yes.
Okay, the slides. All right.
Well, Kim, I was, some people had too many in their show because I found myself nodding off. It was good, but some of the shows were a little long and then sort of rambled a lot. So I can see the advantage of doing what you did with the consistency, but then maybe behind the scenes a voiceover of the artist. You know, when you showed the artist picture?
Right.
That's the time to show how the artists have a voiceover telling about their art or what their thought process was. That would.
You mean the reason why they are interested in it?
Well, you know, somebody might say like, I've been doing art since I was 3 years old, and my pieces came out of the inspiration that I gained from my classmates. And then, of course, that's with your picture showing, and then it flows into your artwork.
That's what Mr. Charles did. Charles Scroggins did. He showed the people's picture and he had the writing, you know, why they were motivated. Plus they talked a little bit.
Yeah, during the whole process. That would just really be beautiful. Because
Yeah.
Kim, I saw the 2020 show where you and Jamal pretty much did it ad hoc, and then I saw the progression with this new show, which was simply wonderful. And we didn't spend a lot of time talking about our art, but I liked the little segment on one show where people talked about their art, but it was a little bit chaotic.
No problem. So
there.
I hear you saying that you would like to have some descriptions about your work or even have the chance to talk about your work, but still have it like organized where it will flow smooth, just like the slideshow we had. However, I just want to say that I'm taking all your feedback into consideration. There are just some things that will have to be tweaked to do certain things. This is just an example. The reason why our show probably didn't have 2 or 3 more minutes for each slide, Miss Etheria, because I want to say we had, I can even tell you, go back and tell you how many slides is in the show. Might have been 600, 700 or something to that nature, but all of those slides made the show run for about 40 something minutes, but with our 34 minutes or 40 something minutes, but with our commentary, introduction and everything, I think the whole show kind of went like an hour. So if we were to have participants, one thing is we could have like a bio that's shown with the work and then make the slide on the bio go slower so that people will have time to read it. one thing is that, or people can go back on YouTube and look at it as many times they want to read the whole book if they want to. But then if you have people talking along with the show, then I would have to have people putting in less pieces, because you have to imagine, for example, and then I'm taking into consideration what Ms. Vicky said about this. Well, let's just say right now, if you had 5 pieces in the show, everybody had 5 pieces. Think about how long it would take if you were describing each piece. It takes a long time to describe 5 pieces.
No, you can't do that.
Usually in an art show, you don't describe the artwork. It's left up to the perception of the person to view and put across an emotion or feeling or something. That's what art is all about, to let people get a sense of something. Maybe it might have made them feel like when they was growing up as a baby or something, I'm not sure. But to describe each piece would take a long time.
Well, you could.
Those type of things happen when you have a one-man show. You know, like not with multiple people, but we could definitely do a bio, or maybe you could describe one piece, or maybe in the bottom of the description, you know, we do have words. You can have a short description of what the piece is all about or something like that. So those are some really good comments. I would love for people to hear you all and be able to hear what you know, like to see the art and see who did it and why.
Well, the director, since it was ad hoc, with one, the director had to ask the artist questions, and the artist said, I have to think about that. And then she finally said, oh, and see, it was like it drug on and on because people didn't seem to be prepared.
Yeah, it was unorganized.
Well, it just seemed that they weren't prepared for the time span that they had.
Still went really well, and it's just like something. This is our first time, so it's just something to grow on and something to, yeah, definitely do. Like, even though we had our show and it went really well, it was some couple of glitches that I was not aware of as it pertains to. It's just, for example, I asked everybody to mute themselves. Everybody mute themselves. I couldn't understand why one person just kept unmuting themselves, you know, coughing, different stuff like that. So I'm learning how to control everything better where you won't have those type of mistakes. Yes, Miss Jean, you have to unmute yourself, Miss Jean.
And then I'd like to say
Can you hear me?
No problem, Miss Jacqueline. Go ahead, Miss Jean.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, great. I thought the show was really good. When you show the pieces, I thought it might be more interesting if they weren't all presented with the bio on one side in the piece. Maybe the next one you could have it at the bottom and the top or something like that. You could change it around. That might be good. And also, I like what you said about the artist. Maybe you could have a little tape that says meet the artist, and you could video, you know, the artist talking about the work, and the person wanted to see that, then they could click on and meet the artist, and they could have a, yeah.
So
I thought it was very good. I didn't get bored. I love the music behind the painting. I really like that music. It was really, really good. I don't know if you selected it, but it was calm. It didn't disconcert you. It's very nice. Very nice.
Yes, it was.
I tried to attend each one of the Older American Week segments. I tried to look at every one because it took some work putting all of these things together. So I just made time that when they put the schedule up, I went to each one of the presentations for the entire schedule. I didn't always stay the whole time, like for, so I just thought it took time for people to discuss even the health, the wellness thing that they had put together. I just took the time not to just look at mine.
The thing they had about it, they had like some computer problems as far as having to keep going back through the whole show until they got the person. But what we were saying, if they did that on the iPhone and every time you have to start over, they should have just showed the whole entire show and then let all the artists speak afterwards so they wouldn't have to go back. But however, I can foresee us having all your works displayed. And you don't have to have a bio for each sheet. You only have to have one bio for each artist, like just like Mr. Runny submitted his photo to be shown, as Vicky
Yes.
did as well. You can have your photo and your bio can be on that page or the next page, so that it can be large where people can read, and then show your works. And just like you're saying, I like the meet the artist portion at the end where everybody will be able to speak and say, hi, I'm Vicky Myers, and my work, I've been doing artwork since I was 3 years old, and I love it, and I gather my inspiration from this
How old?
and at that time, even though you maybe, what we'll probably do to keep it organized
Three.
is to tell about your passion or how you got into art or what your interests are. And maybe you are able to, if you have, like, if we do it like that, maybe if we let everybody submit 5 to 10 pieces, you choose one piece that you love out of your pieces to maybe talk about or something.
Right. Yeah, not so many. I agree with that. And also, what Charles did was the day before the show, or a couple of days before, he emailed us the show, and you got to go look at the show. And then the day after the show, the bios were done. The people were able to, their pictures came up, and they were able to talk about why they, how they got motivated and when they started it. So it was like 3 days of one show, and it was, I got to go back and look at it really good on my, just pulling up my email.
I watched the Benson show, but I must have not been aware of the commentary where the artists were able to speak, because I never saw that part. I just saw Charles displaying all of your artwork. Yeah, that's the only one I saw.
Yeah, it was too much. It's too much to do in one show. Like you said, it's just an hour. So yeah, he did it with the class, and he did it with the email.
Okay.
Like for instance,
Yeah.
I submitted 14 pieces, but I'm so pleased that Kim selected the most recent pieces, and my most recent pieces that we've done since Zoom. And I was so thrilled that all of them were, because I had 14 pieces and it was tough deciding. So when we narrowed it down to what, about 6 or 7 pieces, Kim, 5 or 6, it was wonderful, because I done a diorama when we were in class, and I did another diorama when we were at home.
Miss Jennifer, you was about to say something?
Apple peach cobbler. I thought it was wonderful.
Yes.
I am so grateful for what you did. It was a lot of work you and your group put
Yes.
together. And I think, was this the first time we had it like that?
Yes, ma'am. This is our first slide.
You did a damn good job.
Yes.
Fantastic. It was wonderful.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all so
Keep
much.
up the good work. And I thank you for all the things you have taught us.
Yes.
But that's why I had to stay on y'all, like, as it, you know how y'all am, but I just stayed on y'all as pertains to putting y'all pieces in, because the show wouldn't have been nothing without any artwork, the fact that y'all submitted all those pieces for those different classes.
Well, I'll give you an example, Kim. I like the way when Ethereal's little bicycle was shown, and then you showed your bicycle, and it was amazing how hers was so wonderful, having just observed you on Zoom.
Thank you.
She said I copied off of her.
You did?
But still, you saw that you were able to teach her that bike, and hers looked just great. So I did that comparison. So when you ran yours at the end, I said, wow, we did pretty good just being on Zoom TV.
Miss Ethereal did give me an idea from when we was young girls and we had those tassels coming from our handlebars. She was like,
Right.
tassels on mine in the basket, and I came back showing her mine. She was like, you copied off of me.
I didn't even put my basket on after she put the basket on.
But that's a compliment.
I said, I teach class all the time. Y'all copy off of me all the time. She was
Well,
like,
that's a compliment. When you copy somebody, that's a compliment.
I told her that was a compliment.
I stole the bean ladies from
Messed her vision up. 'Cause
my bean ladies I stole from Kim because she had done some bean artwork that she hung in the center. I would go past that little picture every time. And so I said, I'm going to do that myself. But I took a drawing that I did in Jamal class and I transferred it to something out of nothing and made a bean one. Some bean ladies stepping out.
human being.
Human beings.
All right, young people, don't forget that this Thursday at 10 a.m. So if you are in my pottery class, and I'll let everybody else know that we will not be having pottery on Thursday because we might, okay. Just know that the culinary art slideshow that Chef Destiny Moss in the kitchen is putting on is Thursday at 10 a.m. And if it doesn't last that long, like if it is over by 10:30 or 10:35, we'll go ahead and have class. However, don't forget too that Friday, we've seen all of the multi-purpose shows except for Helene S. Mills. Nicole Smith will be putting on Mills Art Show on Friday. And I don't know the time, so you have to look in your schedule to see that.
10 o'clock, I think.
Okay, it should be 10 o'clock as well. So don't forget her show as well. You know, you want to support. And basically, yeah, we'll have a schedule, play schedule going on Friday if anybody needs to drop anything off or pick something up. I'll be calling you all for that.
Say that again, Kim, because I
Play schedule Friday, play schedule Friday. I said I'll be calling you all for that. For the play schedule on Friday, 1:30 to 3. But I'll be calling you all. All right, go ahead and get to work with those beautiful shelves. I can't wait to see what you all come up with as far as your design. I should be, if I'm not 100% finished with at least one next week, I'll be almost finished. And just have a wonderful and blessed day. Thank you for joining Making Something Out of Nothing. My name is Kimberlie Wright. Continue to build and create and love what you do. Have a wonderful and blessed day.
Hi, y'all.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.